expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal & Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind, the same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal & Associates at teamgrimal.com.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day, the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. It is day 2 of Micah Parsons, member of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
One of the rare benefits of being old in that it is not saying or rating
What? God.
Micah Parsons is better
so weird.
or worse than Reggie White was.
So
but
old school,
the
weird.
situation is almost identical.
No one cares anymore.
For whatever the reasons were then versus whatever the reasons are now.
Do you see the video?
But Reggie White was becoming a member of the Green Bay Packers, and no one thought that Micah Parsons was becoming a member of the Green Bay Packers, and it elevates the Packers into a team as a player for a Super Bowl championship. I'm trying to think, and it wasn't about it's got to be this year. It's that it should happen with Reggie White and could or should happen with Micah Parsons. As I stated, I don't know if I did it on the air. This is the most surprising thing in my life in the world of sports since Gary Ellerson decided not to go to Georgia and went to Wisconsin instead. Joining us now is Gary Ellerson. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Steve Homer True. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm great. I believe that as a result of you passing on Georgia and going to Wisconsin, you were viewed by some and called by some as the traitor. I don't know that applies to Micah Parsons, but
no, it doesn't at all. And I think no one really understands the situation that happened between he and Jerry Jones, but it felt like he got personal. He felt like he couldn't go back, not necessarily into that locker room, because I think a lot of guys in that locker room was on his side and wants him back. I think with Jerry Jones, something happened there where I think it got a little bit more personal, and the Packers were able to swoop in, make one of the best deals, and now he's a Green Bay Packer. I think it's a great deal for the Packers, Homer. Here's why. And I've always said this. If you're going to be picking 27, right, or, 28.
Yeah, late in the first round, 25 plus.
If you're down there, give it to them. I don't know of very many All-Pro Bowlers, Hall of Fame players that most teams are drafting down in that area. So let them have it. I mean, you've got a known commodity right now. I think it's a great deal for them. And the Kenny Clark situation, wish him well. Get these great Green Bay Packer here for us for a long time. I think that's also throw him in there. That was a contract probably next year that the Packers were going to be looking long and hard at, as if they really want to pay him.
Talking with Gary Ellerson, Micah Parsons, member of the Green Bay Packers, for the second day. You alluded to it a little bit. I am certain that the Dallas Cowboys players are not happy.
No, they're not. They can't be. When you move on from a player like that, because everybody wants, listen, Homer, you know how this works. Whether you think it or not, when you walk into a locker room day one, everybody wants to win the Super Bowl. You take the best player off your team and then give him basically to a rival that have beaten you 3 times in the playoffs. That doesn't sit well with a lot of guys in that locker room. I don't know how Jerry Jones will overcome this with the guys in the locker room. I mean, that's just a big hit for them. For the Green Bay Packers, great. Let me have them coming out of the locker room. I think for the Packers, you're talking about now boosting their attitudes and how they feel about themselves even higher than it always is. You get a transcending player in your locker room before the season starts against the Detroit Lions. Let's go.
And I would assume that every defensive player on the Green Bay Packers is happy because they know their job got a little better. I don't know if I say easier, but the offensive coordinators are going to deal first with Micah Parsons, and that means anybody else on the Packers team has now moved down a spot in terms of priority for the opposing offensive coordinator.
Well, I mean, Rashawn Gary is happy, right?
I would think so. I'll defer to you.
I mean, he's probably the happiest of them all, right? You start looking at Lucas Van Ness, happy, right? I mean, so because you're trying to get out the quarterback. And a lot of these guys, Wyatt, I mean, you start looking at Brooks. You start looking at all these guys are trying to get to the quarterback. Parsons is going to draw the double team, the triple team. Everybody else is going to get singled up. So all these guys are going to benefit from Micah Parsons being in this defensive meeting room or on this defensive front. By the way, halfless scheming. I mean, you look at Parsons, but he's so versatile, which I think fits Halfley's defense. You don't know whether he's going to be the inside backer or you don't know if he's going to line up on the outside. It's kind of one of these deals, where's Waldo, and you got to go find him. But I think they can be very creative with him. And if I'm Edgerrin Cooper, I'm also happy. Quay Walker, that loosens him up a little bit. So they've got a lot of guys at defensive room. I'm anxious to see how they use Parsons along with all the other pieces that they have on the defensive side of the ball.
How surprised were you that it occurred?
Very surprised, because they just don't give up draft picks. But like I said earlier, I've been all along, if you're drafting 27, 25, 22, if they're down there, let them have it, because that's where they're going to get those picks from. Most times, I mean, the Packers are going to be in the playoffs. I mean, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I said, really, they're a 10-win team. If it goes right, I mean, that's still enough for them to get into the Super Bowl. You just can't be injured, right? And that's been the Packers' bugaboo, is that they've had a lot of guys injured that have stopped them to being the best that they can be. But I don't do Vegas. I leave that up to you guys. But I'm sure the odds are out, and they probably has changed as far as who's the favorite now to get to the Super Bowl. And I'm sure the Packers now are changed.
Talking with Gary Ellerson, the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. It is day 2 in the Micah Parsons member of the Green Bay Packers. What is appropriate when someone says, Gary, you got Micah Parsons. You should win the Super Bowl this year. You should win the Super Bowl with him in. No, that's too much. What is appropriate for you as far as the goals, expectations for, I'll go with the next 3 years because he's certainly going to be on the team that long. Maybe you could say 4, but I'll go in the next 3 years. What do you think is appropriate? What are you comfortable with hearing fans say as their expectation for the next 3 years?
And this is why I like you radio guys, because you guys are all the same. And this is why I like fans, because you guys are all the same. Now, we can't even enjoy this. Now we got to get an expectations. And then if they don't win it this year, I'm mad.
What do you mean we can't enjoy it? We enjoy it.
They don't win it next year. If they don't win it next year, I'm mad. They better win 1 in 3 years.
That's why I'm asking you. That's why you exist, to set people straight. You people.
You people absolutely kill me.
Well, you don't even know. That's why you're there to tell us what's appropriate. You'd rather say you people than help us. Help us, sir. Help us. That's what I asked you. You, not you people, you.
Brett Favre. You won one with Brett Favre.
Forget it. I don't want to hear about anything but Gary Ellerson on Micah Parsons.
I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay. All right.
You won one with Brett Favre, right?
Correct.
Are you people happy? Should have won more, right?
I'm both happy and should have won more. Both. Thank you.
All right. So you won one with Aaron Rodgers. Are you people happy? Should have won more.
Exactly
right?
the same answer. Happy and should have won more.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. You try to get all the aces. You try to get all the jokers, as many as you can, but you never know how it's going to shake out. You try to corner the market. Yes, they are a favorite to win the Super Bowl. Yes, they have a transcending player. You still hadn't told me what Vegas said yet. What are the odds with Vegas as far as the Packers win the Super Bowl since they made this trade?
It has gotten better. It's elevated them.
Well, I want to know what it is. I want to know.
Pebble can look it up. They're still not ahead of. They may have moved ahead of Detroit to win the division. I would say right now the Packers are 4th, behind Kansas City, Philadelphia. Who else is up there, Pebble? Who am I forgetting? I'd say the Packers are 4th. We'll look it up. So they may have.
Let's look it up. I want to know. Let's look it up.
All right. Pebble's working on it now. He's very busy. He has a lot of responsibilities.
Well, of course he does.
They're not number 1. I can guarantee you that.
Thank you. And nor should they be.
I would agree with that, but I don't.
But they're close.
Yeah, they're in the neighborhood. They've moved into the neighborhood, is what I would say.
Yeah. They're on the block that has the at the end of the circle down there, right? It only got like 4 houses down there.
That's right.
They're down there.
So the odds, the updated odds.
Phillies won.
The Packers jumped from plus 1,700 to plus 1,220.
Okay.
And they're
Phillies first.
They're tied for the 5th best odds behind the Ravens, Bills, Eagles, and Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
Ravens.
Ravens. They got to be ahead of the Eagles. Tell us again.
Yeah, the Packers are tied for the 5th best odds behind the Ravens, Bills, Eagles, and Chiefs.
Okay. And what are their numbers?
I don't have those.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
They're 5th.
Yeah, they're 5th.
Yeah.
And as you go out here, because you're the main guy that leads this brigade, Homer, as you go out there spewing all this Super Bowl mess, make sure you tell them the odds Vegas has.
Right. Well, I can tell you what I'm telling you.
They're not the favorite.
They're not the favorite. No.
You need to tell folks that before you start doing all this crazy stuff.
They're not the favorite now, but I'm not picking them for this year. I'm saying they should win.
No.
My standard is win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. That's what I'm saying.
That would be my standard without Micah Parsons.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't there. No, I was not there.
Yeah.
That was not my standard. My standard was to get to a Super Bowl.
No. But you just don't know.
Of course.
You just don't. Yeah, you just don't.
But I will go, for example, when the Packers in '96 won their first one, it was Super Bowl or bust. After they'd been as close in '95, losing to the Cowboys, they got Reggie, they got everybody. It was Super Bowl or bust, and they won it.
Yeah, but you saw it, right? You saw it, the build.
Right. This
this
team is not elevated to where they were at the start, even with Micah Parsons. They might be like a year or two away from. Right. They didn't win it Reggie's first year either.
There you go.
You people. Actually, I think that's going to be. We're going to got to make a T-shirt. You people, Gary Ellerson.
There you go again.
You love that.
They don't win it.
You love saying that more than anything.
If they don't win it next year, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose. There you go. You said it.
You people.
You people.
Yeah.
There you go.
Would you like that on the front of the T-shirt or the back of the T-shirt? I don't know if you're a front T-shirt guy or a back T-shirt guy. You people. And then little Gary Ellerson on the bottom.
Whatever you want it to be.
It's not me. It's you. You people is not my phrase.
I'm rolling with my body.
My phrase is, oh, baby. That's what it's like having Micah Parsons. Don't you want to see how everybody plays with him on the team?
I'm so excited about it.
Like you said with James Lofton. James Lofton made everybody better.
He's a game changer.
Yes.
Yeah, I think everybody's excited about it. And now, I mean, for me, my biggest about that defense was the cornerbacks. And I think now those quarterbacks are sigh of relief because now they don't have to cover as long.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And made them so much better. I mean, if you think anybody that benefits, Lucas Van Ness, Rashawn Gary, those guys.
Quarterbacks benefit the most. The most.
But the quarterbacks going to benefit the most, yeah.
Because they will now be able to judge and have a better idea of what the quarterbacks are going to have to do because of the quarterback's concern about the pass rush.
And the quarterback already now, they get a little nervous. They're getting rid of the ball.
They're going to have to release sooner. They're going to have to have the range of the plays. Yeah. You people. Yeah. Go ahead. Say it again.
You people.
You people.
You people killed me.
Yeah, come on. Do you realize it's because of you people that you have a job.
Come on, man.
You people, and then you go, all right, you people, Gary, help him out. Help him out.
But you create the dust storm here.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, if you say so.
You do. You create the dust storm. You've always have. That's you.
Okay. Well, it doesn't. As is the case in our business. It does not matter what I think I do. What matters is what people believe I do, and that's the part we live in. So I think you're wrong, but it doesn't matter because
you're like that as a kid when you're growing up. That's why you got beat up 4 times.
You could be right. I can't remember what I did to irritate people, but clearly
you always poke the bear. You're always poking the bear.
I guess I didn't even have to poke the bear. I poked the possum, and the possum still whooped me.
Him too.
All right.
Him too.
Second quarter with Gary Ellerson, and go to YouTube. And if you have any questions, this is a day for people, you people, to have a question for Gary Ellerson. 1-800-990-3776. I am happy to sit back and listen to you people with a question or thought about the Packers now with day 2 of Micah Parsons, and then Gary Ellerson can deal with you people. As an aside, Wisconsin won, but I'm not.
Homer, there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's no talent.
I know. How is that? The defense, defense got a little talent, I thought. Not, but I know what you're saying. There's nobody that wowed you. Not one person. Right?
You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it.
Dang.
Where are you getting these quarterbacks from?
I don't.
Where do these guys come from?
There are a lot of them. But, yes. There's no wow.
There's no wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the Iowa game. That's the throwback game.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to the Maryland game. That's about it.
All right.
I've had season tickets. Oh, you know that. You set my.
I sat your seats. You have nice seats.
I've had the first big purchase I made with my signing bonus when I got drafted by the Green Bay Packers is I bought 4 tickets on the 47-yard line behind the Badger bench.
Yep.
This year, I said to myself, because I had stopped going, paying all that money. This year was the first time since 1984 that I cut it down to 6 instead of 4. Wow.
That tells us all we need to know. You know what you've become as far as Wisconsin? You people! You're one of them now. All right, 1-800-990-3776. Fat Jack is coming up at the end of the hour, and I emphasize it again. Gambling's tough. You love to do it, that's fine. You need Fat Jack more than ever before. He'll be the last few minutes of the show. But your questions, 1-800-990-3776, or your opinions, you people. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, we do have some delays, that's for sure. Southbound 41 is going to be kind of a hefty ride from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side's got backups from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past an accident scene right about at North Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, so heads up with that. But the delays continue all the way up towards Hampton. Southbound 43, a little bit backed up just south of Capitol Drive, and then again right through the Marquette and over the high-rise. Northbound, we've got backups from about Oklahoma Avenue all the way up through the Marquette to around the North Avenue curve. And one other issue, we've got an incident on 894 eastbound just east of 92nd Street. The right shoulder is blocked right now, and that's causing a bit of a backup heading back through the Hale interchange to about Beloit Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 57. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 71. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Break down all the lines, the locks, and the long shots with a weekly wager.
They need to play better if they're actually going to be contenders. Otherwise, they're going to be the exact same team that they were last year.
The bets you're making are their futures. So what the team is now is not what the team will be.
With Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
I don't have a great backbone, Joshy. Yeah, I just don't. You're a worm.
Tune in Wednesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Hey, Jen Latta here, and as a client of the We Sell Group, I can tell you firsthand, Rob and Nick make the home buying and selling process easier. Right now, school's out, and that means it's the perfect time to list your home. The market is challenging and inventory is tight, but you don't have to face it alone. Rob and Nick are pros. They take the stress off your plate so you can focus on your family, your summer, and just breathe. Contact Rob and Nick to see what your home might be worth in this market. Connect today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, That's all.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Day 2 of Micah Parsons, but it waits. Because Gary Ellerson, the once traitor picking Wisconsin over Georgia, talks about his partner. He's good.
Guys, we'll talk about our good friends over at the Jury Center. If you're getting ready to take that next step in life and propose, the Jury Center has to be the first stop. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jury Center has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if they have a Pinterest board or ideas, bring it to the Jury Center. Their team of experts will help take your ideas from a dream to reality. Learn more about their engagement ring selection or any other services at shoptjc.com or stop in today at 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or...
You ready?
Let's go.
You ready for you people? Levi in Stevens Point. You're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Hello, Homer. This is another show I called into ESPN Wisconsin today. Just to let you know, the ESPN Wisconsin Psychotrophy called it today. But anyway, nice to meet you, Mr. Gary Ellerson.
Nice to.
All right, my question for you is, after the signing of Micah Parsons, which is huge, do you think that it would put a little bit less pressure on Jordan Love now that Micah's on the defensive side of the ball and maybe can work on his consistency a little more on the offense? And you guys have a fantastic Labor Day weekend. Thank you for taking my call.
All right.
Sure.
Will it put more pressure on Jordan Love? By the way, 1-800-990-3776, the number. The Carbless talk and text line. Less is more, excuse me. Take it away, Gary.
No more pressure on Jordan Love. I mean, I think they're close friends. One guy's on the offensive side of the ball, one guy's on the defensive side of the ball. I think what's happening, more opportunities, right? More offensive possessions, I think, what should happen. And so the offense should get more opportunities to score the football. I think what should happen is, maybe a lot of people don't want to hear this, but Jordan Love now probably chances don't have to be as careful with the football, knowing that he's to go out there and stop him.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I would defer to this. I just think everybody on the team would feel better, and maybe you feel pressure, but it's a good pressure because we're better. Like, we should be able to. The defense can create problems. The offense should have better situations in which to score.
Right.
I guess I'll defer to this. I don't feel that it's pressure. I feel that it's being happy. Like, who doesn't want to have a better team? Like, you're better with Micah Parsons than you were before him, and better makes it easier to win, right?
Exactly. So it makes him a little bit more freer, if I could use that word, to go out and play and not have to be perfect.
Yeah.
No, of course, you know my good friend Leroy Butler, and he and I do Elite Podcast together called Podcast. And he was talking about the one time, I think they were playing the St. Louis Rams. I don't know if it was
it was after they'd had the struggle of a couple games. They were down a little bit at half, I think, or Doug Evans got an interception at the end of the first half or something. But, yes, in that great 96 season, that was a 1 point where it was iffy.
I think Brett threw like 4 interceptions or something like that.
Yeah, it was iffy.
And so walking off the field as Brett had threw one of his interceptions, and Leroy passed Brett and said, "Doggone, Brett, what's going on?" And Brett goes, "Leroy, I have 5 more." And then Leroy turns back, "We'll get it back for you." So that's the kind of thing that when you have a quarterback like that, he's just a little bit more reckless. Most probably offensive coordinators don't want to hear this, head coaches, but they can take more chances than they normally would take because they know they got a defense on the side and the ball back.
And then the defense, and Leroy wasn't making it up. It's like,
no,
we can take over. And you can't make
don't
that
worry
up.
about it.
Yeah, you can't make that up. Some people will try to, but it wasn't made up. It's like, we're that good. Hey, if necessary, we'll carry you.
Yes, we're that good.
Yeah.
And so that's what you have.
Mark in West Bend. You guys. Take it away, Mark.
Hey, guys. I'm going to poke the stick at you guys because I ain't on board with this. I'm not a real fan of this.
That's
I'm 69 years old. I know Nitschke. I've seen him. I've seen Willie Davis. I've seen Dave Robbins. I've seen Merlin Olsen. I've seen Deacon Jones. I've seen them all. Is this guy that?
Is he that good? Or what? I lost you for a second.
Is Parsons on the same plane with Richard Dent and Olsen and Deacon Jones and all the old guys that I know? Is Parsons that good?
Let me ask you this. Who in today's game, what outside linebacker rusher that's on par with any of those guys today?
Well, what about that dude in Cincy, Miles, that we passed on? And another thing, you people, from the Ron Wolf book of trading, you never trade with a guy in your division or conference. Bingo.
Yeah, I don't know what Jerry Jones
ended up.
Yeah, we don't. You may be right, Mark, but that's not our problem. That's not our problem.
It's not.
But I'll tell you this about Ron Wolf. You need to know. You need to know he didn't care what everybody said about Brett Favre. Dude was drunk, missed the team, whatever. He believed that Brett Favre was the best player in that draft, and when he became a GM and had a chance to take him, he didn't care what because he believed in him that much. And I'm assuming
that ain't
what?
But that ain't the point. My point is,
what is your point?
When he got rid of Favre. Well, when Ron Wolf got rid of Favre, he got rid of him to a team wasn't in his conference or division, right?
Right.
We made a
So what's
deal
the problem?
with Dallas. We made a deal with Dallas. We're giving them 2 number ones. They're in our conference. They're in our or they're not in our division. Beg your pardon. They're in our conference, and we're going to compete. They are our direct competition on the way to the Super Bowl.
Right. So do you think hold on.
Number one.
Wait a minute, Mark. Do you think the Packers got the better of the deal or the Cowboys? If the Packers got the better of the deal, then it's the Cowboys that are idiots for doing it in their conference, right?
I'm saying, like I said, I prefaced this by saying I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, if you think Dallas got the better of the deal, then yes, the Packers shouldn't have done it. But time will turn that out. And I'm saying you this: the Packers were surprised that the Cowboys would consider giving Micah Parsons to somebody else in the conference because whatever the Packers gave up, the majority of it, the draft picks, no one knows who they are yet. Right.
And that segues into my point. We're not going to know for the next couple of years.
Yeah,
you people are talking about a Super Bowl in the next 2-3 years.
Yes.
And I'm saying, hey, wait till those draft picks manifest themselves.
Okay.
With Dallas, they're going to be sticking it right in the Packers' eye.
There is truth to that. All right, Mark. Thanks for the call. Yes. Yes, they depending on.
Thank you, guys.
You bet. Depending on who they take, but you don't know who that is, and that's a couple of years away. even if those players are good, it might be a while before they get good.
Because you're talking about if it goes the way you think it's going to go, those players are going to be of the first round.
Yes.
And more times than not, we can look at the percentage of it, but those players are normally developmental players. It's going to take two of those guys to develop them to be something.
Yep. All right.
If you're not picking in the top 4, top 5, and you anywhere below that, it's tough to get a guy that's
right, or even top 10. You keep going further, and it makes it less likely. That's why I think the majority of people were surprised and would have thought, I would have, if I'm trading him to a bad team where he might make them better, but we're going to have really good picks. 1-800-990-3776. More from you people next.
You people.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, we do have some delays, that's for sure. Southbound 41 is going to be kind of a hefty ride from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side's got backups from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past an accident scene right about at North Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, so heads up with that. But the delays continue all the way up towards Hampton. Southbound 43, a little bit backed up just south of Capitol Drive, and then again right through the Marquette and over the high rise. Northbound, we've got backups from about Oklahoma Avenue all the way up through the Marquette to around the North Avenue curve. And one other issue, we've got an incident on 894 eastbound, just east of 92nd Street. The right shoulder is blocked right now, and that's causing a bit of a backup heading back through the Hale interchange to about Beloit Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 57. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 71. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
According to Time magazine, Gen Z is drinking 20% less alcohol than all previous generations. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Over our 65 years in business, we've stayed up on all the trends, where you'll always find 2,000 varieties of beer, 4,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines. We now also stock over 100 varieties and growing of THCA, CBD, and Delta-9 non-alcoholic specialty infused drinks. So whether you're experimenting with the latest wellness trend, or you just want something in your fridge that your college kid can call you cool for, come check out our expansive selection. And while you're at it, you do deserve that bottle of bourbon. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
And visit us online at discountliquorinc.com.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. And guys, it's changed the game for me personally. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features, like watching 4 games at once in multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game, Sports Center customized just for you. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. You gotta check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Grand slams and walk-offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
One 800-990-3776. The Carbless Talking text line. List is more. If you guys have a comment regarding day 2, Micah Parsons with the Green Bay Packers. Dr. Aaron Holterbeck and his team make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Went over there long ago and said, we've been doing it for 20 years, and I try to have the best take care of all the different situations of vision care. And I said, that's great. I'll talk about that. He said, no, we're even better now. I added a person last year. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the team because now they have an expert in another type of vision care, and they're also accepting new patients. Don't mess with your vision. Trust the experts, and that's with an S. Experts from Holterbeck Eye Center in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. They got an expert for every different kind of vision care you need taken care of. Learn more about their services at holterbeck.com. Somebody mentioned on YouTube, Reggie White 2. By the way, I don't know if you scared everybody. We don't have anybody calling in. We took our callers, 1-800-990-3776. And then teams add that one piece and don't make it to the Super Bowl all the time. Yeah, that's true. Some add such a piece and make it to the Super Bowl. There's no guarantee, but it works.
No,
also,
there's no
not
guarantee.
every time.
Right, there's no guarantee. And that's what this whole thing about, so everybody's got to know. But people like you are going to push the narrative that it's Super Bowl or bust. And I think that's what ends up happening. If they don't get this year, next year, whatever, it's Super Bowl or bust. And I understand it. We have a fan base that want to get back there, and you've got the players you think that can lead you there. But it takes a lot of things to come into place. Like I say, you're just trying to get your play spades.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You play spades?
Yes, spades, hearts, bridge, poker. Yes, I'm old enough. I'm from an era when they played cards. Euchre. I don't play sheep's head. Sheep's heads for Germans got mad at bridge and created their own game to irritate everybody.
All right. Well, spades is like you trying to get all the spades.
Yes.
You're trying to get all the.
Yes.
You're trying to corner the market. And
correct.
That's what the Packers are trying to do. You're not guaranteed to win the Super Bowl.
And wouldn't you emphasize, as was the case with Reggie White, it didn't end with Reggie White. You got to keep adding players. You got to keep getting better. The problem is if you think that's the end. And
that's what they did, right?
Yes.
I think if you think about it, was it Sean Jones?
Right? Santana Dotson, Eugene Robinson, Keith Jackson. Yeah, they just kept doing it.
They added a lot of pieces. You got the big piece. Then you got to start filling in around that. I mean, I think if you look at the Green Bay Packers right now, if you look at that secondary.
We got to go because Fat Jack is coming. I want to read you one more. Love has to perform it at an elite level more than ever now. No, he has to perform at elite level less than ever now because he's got somebody else who could cover for him like Leroy did for Brett Favre, right?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Just say you people once more before we go to Fat Jack.
And he can take more chances.
Yes.
You people.
Fat Jack next.
You people.
Awesome. More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Break down all the lines, the locks, and the long shots with a weekly wager.
They need to play better if they're actually going to be contenders. Otherwise, they're going to be the exact same team that they were last year. The bets you're making are their futures. So what the team is now is not what the team will be.
With Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
I don't have a great backbone, Joshy. I just don't. You're a worm.
Tune in Wednesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Hey, Jen Latta here, and as a client of the We Sell Group, I can tell you firsthand, Rob and Nick make the home buying and selling process easier. Right now, school's out, and that means it's the perfect time to list your home. The market is challenging and inventory is tight, but you don't have to face it alone. Rob and Nick are pros. They take the stress off your plate so you can focus on your family, your summer, and just breathe. Contact Rob and Nick to see what your home might be worth in this market. Connect today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with zero sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Every Friday is special. It means Fat Jack. And I say the same every week. Gambling is tough. You need him more now than you did before, and you needed him before. Go to FatJackSports.com. I know you had incredible numbers last week.
Yeah, it was one of those ridiculous weeks where everything kind of lined up in a week that normally you don't have a lot of plays because, week 0, we talked about this last week, Homer, you kind of limp in a little bit and ease your way in. You don't go cannonballing into the kiddie pool. But when you add up the soccer was 4-0, UFC was 4-0, football went 5-2. We completed another winning year in NFL preseason. Really, that's been consistent over the last decade or so, making a lot of money. Actually, the NFL stuff swept on Saturday as well. So 13-2 Saturday across all sports. And the only 2 losses, Homer, last week in week 0 were I had Stanford -2.5. They lose by 3 to Hawaii on a late field goal. The other one I have over the total in the Iowa State-Kansas State game. The guy goes in at the end of the game, a little more than 2 minutes to go. He falls in the end zone. They call it a touchdown. They review it, put it back on the half-yard line, and then he kneels down. Iowa State kneels down 3 times. They end up staying under the total. Those are the only 2 losses all day. So it's hard to get that back if you missed it, but it's certainly more and more reason to get signed up. We have a big card going this weekend. Soccer's got 7 plays or so. Of course, week 1, college football has a big card going today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday. So FatJackSports.com for sure. And, of course, we have the NFL coming up next week. So there's something for everybody. And if you don't want to start losing, get signed up today and then check the results tab. Every play you get is posted under the results tab so you know you're only getting the best plays.
A local note, Micah Parsons is now signed with the Green Bay Packers, which I'm sure you know means they're going to win the Super Bowl. What not to do and what to do given the addition to the Packers of a phenomenally good player?
So what's funny is that they go from 22-1 to about 16-1 to win it all when the Parsons trade comes through. Dallas goes from 22 or 30 to 50 or something like that. I mean, it really took them the wrong direction. I would say this, and I only say this because you're still getting 16-1. If you want to put a little bit on Green Bay to win the Super Bowl, it's not the worst thing in the world. A little bit is the key here, Homer. You don't want to put money you're going to be betting weekly, but if you're a $200 player and you bet $50 on it, I wouldn't hate on that, because you don't need them to win it all. At over about 10 to 12 to 1, you don't need them to win it all. You just need them to be relevant in the playoffs. Of course, they have a tough division, but Parsons, it's hard to underestimate how valuable he'll be to that defense. So I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but the bets I make now, I just want to be rewarded when we get to the playoffs. I don't need them to win it all. So I don't bet anything under about 12 to 15 to 1. But when they get to the wild card round, depending on the situation, I will hedge out of that, guaranteeing myself money for a decision I made in August. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but not because the Packers are going to win it all, but because they still are getting a pretty inflated number.
Again, go to fatjacksports.com. All right, the Wisconsin Badgers, I think it was like 17.5. They beat Miami of Ohio by 17. I wasn't really that impressed, and I ask you, and I probably will every week, how do you know about anything, your team or other teams in college football?
So it's easy to carve out some winners, but you have to know what to look for. And the first thing you're going to want to do in this week one are, remember, we talked about this last week, that the names on the front of the jerseys are what people are betting on. The names on the back of jerseys are the ones that are covering numbers. So last week it wasn't just Wisconsin that didn't cover. Nebraska, 6.5-point favorite, they didn't cover. Oklahoma State, 20.5, they didn't cover. North Carolina State, they didn't cover. Rutgers didn't cover. We talked about, I had South Florida was one of my winners over Boise, ranked team. South Florida won 34-7 or something. So they didn't cover. Lots and lots of underdogs. Expect that to continue through week one, if for no other reason because the line setters don't know any more about these teams than you and I do, Homer. They really don't. With all the turnover and all the movements, they don't have guys sitting at practice running this stuff down. So they're setting up lines based on the perception of how good the team will be based on the names on the front of the jerseys. So you're going to get value playing some of the worst teams that you're getting points with.
What about the big games? There are some big games. Anything stand out? And you know this better than I do. People always want to play the big games, even if they don't know that much about the teams in the big games.
Yeah, and the other kind of litmus test here, if you hear anybody on this station or any other station saying, I've got the inside information on Texas, Ohio State, lock of the year, take it to the bank. Those are liars. They are not telling the truth, and they're not going to win for you. Be very, very careful listening to people who say absolute things in week one. The best play on that Texas-Ohio State game, to me, is very simple. It's not on the side, Homer. You've got both offensive and defensive coordinators are new at Ohio State. Texas has 3 returning starters on offense. So they are not – and Manning's not one of them, by the way. We talk about –
Excuse me?
He's not a returning starter.
Oh,
Manning's
but he's Manning. He's
Well, see, that's what we're betting on, right? We don't know if this kid's any good or not. We know his granddad was good. We know his dad was good, or his family has good pedigree. We don't know if this kid's great. He's the favorite to win the Heisman. He's played 3 games. So the value is in betting against that. If you're going to bet it, I would say he has as many problems with the fact that there's only 3 starters returning on Texas' offense. Now, are they going to be good? Absolutely. Are they going to be great? Probably. But can they win and cover Saturday is a different story. But you're playing unknowns on both sides. Ohio State has a new quarterback. They have new coordinators on both sides of the ball. So my point is, if somebody tells you they know what's going to happen in this game, they are guessing. The better play would be on the total. Let's look under. Texas last year, they do have a lot of their defense back. They were 4th in yards allowed. They were 2nd in total scoring. Ohio State, number 1 defense in the country, only giving up 12.5 points per game. These 2 teams played in the Cotton Bowl. It was 28-14. This will be a game, in my opinion, about not making mistakes. The teams that make the fewest mistakes will win. Both these coaching staffs understand that, especially because it's the horseshoe. Texas is not going to go up there fun and gun all over the field, especially early, make mistakes and have to play catch-up. So look for the total, the points to stay down most likely, and the total to go under. That's the best bet in the game. There's too many unknowns. And it goes for other games too, Homer. It's not just Texas, Ohio State. LSU, Clemson, same thing. LSU has 17 transfers coming in. They lost 10 guys. They have a bunch of new players. The other one I would tell people to be very, very careful about, Alabama, the most bet-on team in the country this week. They're the most comfortable place to put your money, right? Alabama's got to be better. Going to be better with their
Well,
because
Florida State's supposed to be horrible, and I don't know that they are. Isn't that what everybody just assumes that?
That's what everybody's saying, based on what they saw last year. Florida State had 33 guys leave the program, 23 coming in. Homie, you only get 85 total scholarships. They've got about half their roster new if you count outgoing seniors
and they could be
freshmen.
Good.
Could be great, right?
Yeah.
Could be good. They're throwing money around also. It's not like they're asking them to come for free. So they're offering money to players. Those players are going to be better. If Vegas felt like Alabama was going to win by 3 touchdowns, they would have this game up closer to 17, because if Alabama wins and covers, if they cover is the most important thing, Las Vegas casinos lose money, which they're not trying to do. So the value's with Florida State in that one.
Talking with Fat Jack, go to Fat Jack Sports. I got time for one more, and I don't care if I'm wrong, but I don't think Purdue could win an inter-squad game. They're playing at home against Ball State, so I'm going to take whoever Purdue plays from now until you tell me, Homer, they kind of turned it around.
Let's wait and see.
All right.
I mean, Purdue, Ball State, I wouldn't send it to you or any of your great listeners out there to having to watch Purdue, Ball State on Saturday with all these other games. If you want another one, kind of a flyer to keep an eye on, Syracuse going to Tennessee. Tennessee they're also a team not doing great with the portal. They lose their quarterback to UCLA. Josh Heupel's a coach's kid. He is really resistant to this new world of let's pay players a bunch of money. Syracuse has to travel south with some unknowns there, but we're going to find out a lot about both those programs in week 1. So that's another one to keep your eye on.
Thanks, Jack. Go to fatjacksports.com, and I'll say it every week as many times as I have time, and that is you need him now more than ever. Thanks.
$149 for everything through Monday, or save money on that longer package to the end of September. It's less than $100 a week to win.
Fat Jack Sports. Next.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Drive a truck, fix a car, dig a ditch, or you play guitar. Build a house, read a book when it's time to party or time to cook. Make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
Well, we do have some delays, that's for sure. Southbound 41 is going to be kind of a hefty ride from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side's got backups from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past an accident scene right about at North Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, so heads up with that. But the delays continue all the way up towards Hampton. Southbound 43, a little bit backed up just south of Capitol Drive, and then again right through the Marquette and over the high-rise. Northbound, we've got backups from about Oklahoma Avenue all the way up through the Marquette to around the North Avenue curve. And one other issue, we've got an incident on 894 eastbound just east of 92nd Street. The right shoulder is blocked right now, and that's causing a bit of a backup heading back through the Hale interchange to about Beloit Road. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 57. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 71. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Untethered, unfiltered, and unbothered. Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
You fight too many battles, Kyle. I fight a lot of battles. Yeah, I fight, but it's not just her. I fought battles with my mama. And looking at this Nike shirt, you know what my mother gave me for Christmas?